compassion towards all of us. Krishna himself says that he doesn't differentiate among anyone who approaches him. Anyone can approach in whatever way that they can relate with Krishna. Krishna accepts it. It is quite different from the way that we are dealing with the world right now. I deal with my friends if they deal the way that I wanted. Otherwise, they're not in my address book. But Krishna, God, who does not fall into that particular criteria, is quite open to anyone and everyone. However they want to get connected with him, he allows it. That's the beauty of Krishna. All he really cares is, are you thinking about me? Are you wanting to associate with me in some way or the other? That's all he's really caring about. One can develop that connection through bhakti. One can connect that association with Krishna with doing some good deeds, good karmas. One can get connected with Krishna in a relationship as a parent, thinking Krishna to be a child. Or one can be a good friend, or one can be in the mood of friend, or one can be in the mood of enemies. That is also possible. And Krishna welcomes any type of relationship. That is the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. Whereas we don't really welcome enemies, right? We don't do that one. We can't do that. We are not so strong to invite enemies in our lives, so we can deal with them. But Krishna can take care of any relationships. After Krishna made a plan with Bhima, killing Jarasandha, all the kings, 20,000 plus kings who have been imprisoned by Jarasandha were released. They were all glorifying, praising, and falling at feet of Krishna and thanking them. They're not ordinary people. They were kings. Kings means the expectation is they are very brave, great warriors, and they usually do not fall into anyone's feet. But here we can see they were glorifying Krishna by falling at his feet, by thanking Krishna for releasing them from Jarasandha. After that, the news went to Hastinapur, and over there, everyone were happy to hear the news. And also, then Yudhishthira Maharaj, as you already heard before in the previous class, that Yudhishthira Maharaj had also invited Krishna, and Krishna was going to the kingdom of Yudhishthira, where he's going to perform a special yagya called Rajasuya Yagya. So Yudhishthira Maharaj he sent invitation to everyone, inviting them to all come and participate in this particular event of Rajasuya Yagya. In Rajasuya Yagya, it is said that one person, specifically one person, has to be chosen and needs to be worshipped, honored and worshipped. And that is a part of the Rajasuya Yagya. And they were all thinking, who that person is going to be? Whom are we going to elect for the Rajasuya Yagya? Before that, Yudhishthira Maharaj has already sent all the, put a message to everyone, including the Devatas, including the great Rishis, Munis, and everyone. They all were ready to come and participate over there. And they also made a necessary preparation, bringing holy water from many places and all nice ingredients. At that time, Yudhishthira Maharaj and everyone was thinking, who is going to be that very special person whom we have to be accepting him and perform Agra Puja, a special puja. And while everyone were thinking who the person is, one person got up from the seat and he just spoke. That person was Sahadeva. Sahadeva is one of the Pancha Pandavas. So he said that Arhati hi achyutaha sreshtyam Bhagavan Satvatam Patihi. Bhagavan Satvatam Patihi. Yeshavai Devataha Sarva Deshakala Dhanadayaha. Yesh Deshakala Dhanadayaha. Arhati hi achyutaha sreshyatam Bhagavan Satvatam Patihi. So he says, what is the question of even discussing these topics? What is the matter of discussing who is going to be invited for the Agra Puja? The special puja and worship need to be done to a person. Who else can be other than Achyuta? That Achyuta, the supreme personality of Godhead, the chief of Yadavas. Only he deserves to that highest position. And he says one beautiful thing in the sloka that Yeshavai Devataha Sarvaha. He says, if you worship Krishna, he is the abode of all the devas, Sarva Devaha, all the devatas, is abode of all the devatas. And we don't need to be worried about doing any particular puja for any one particular god. If we worship Krishna, everyone will be satisfied. And Narada Muni also said that, if you remember in past, we saw this one, where if you root the if you water the root of the plant, then the whole plant nourishes. You don't go to each and every leaves and the rose petals and all the branches and twigs. We don't water them. We just water the root of the plant. That means the entire plant gets nourished. When we worship Krishna, all the devatas are also happy because they are all part and parcel of Krishna. When you just for an example, Meher, you love your father. Do you? You love your father, Meher? You like your father?
I love everybody.
You have to think about it.
What?
You need some time to think about it.
No, I love my father. Yes.
Yeah. Do you love your father's right hand or left hand?
I love my father just like that.
What is it?
I just love my father like that.
I'm asking you
I
which
love his personality.
you love his personality. You know. What about Mahati? You do you love your father too?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Do you love his mustache and beard, or do you love his hairstyle? Why do you love him? Because he has mustache and beard?
No, because he is his personality. He's kind.
Okay, because he is kind. But if he was not kind to you, so you hate him?
No.
No, right? You want? Still you love him?
I like him because he is my father.
There we go. Underline. You like him not because he's having beard or mustache or smart looking or whatever it is. Not because he's giving you toys to play and giving you room, whatever it is. But you like him because he's your father, right? Yeah, very good. So the same thing here. Krishna, we like Krishna because he is our father, supreme father, Achyuta. And he never gives us away. So therefore, the point here is we don't say that I like my right hand of my father, not the left hand. Right? So likewise, all the devatas are part and parcel of Krishna. Therefore, when we worship Krishna, we actually worshiping everyone. But if you worship others, you're only focusing on father's hand and finger and nails and hairs and beard and mustache. Right? Therefore, it is important that we understand this important concept from Bhagavatam, that worshipping Krishna compresses of worshipping and performing all the sacrifices and worshipping of all the devatas. That is what it is said by Sahadeva. He said, Yeshavai devataha sarvaha desha kala dhanadayaha adayaha. Then he says that Agnir Ahutyo Mantra Sankyam Yogaschayat Paraha. He said, this entire universe is founded by him. In front of everyone is telling this whole, we always say that we like to have some title, if we invent something, but we go to any place, we see who invented this, who is the cause of this one, they will have their name. But then we don't see anywhere where it says Krishna's name. Krishna's name, he never had a label anywhere. But Sahadev says that he is the founder of everything, whatever that we can see. It's all because of him. So he created everything. Therefore, he is the cause of all causes. So he should be worshipped. No one else is better than Krishna. And when they heard this one from Sahadeva, everyone became very happy. Everyone became very happy. Excellent, excellent. Sadhu, 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 sadhu. Iti satamaha. What you said is the best thing. Everyone were happy. We also have we also mingle with many people. We have friends, we have relatives, so forth. Have any one of us, can any one of us tell that everyone likes us? Everyone likes us? No, there will be people who don't like us, irrespective of how good you are. Doesn't matter. You may be the best person in whatever you are, but still there are some people who doesn't like you. They want. And that is the design of this world. That is how it is designed. We should not. But the problem with us is we will not be happy of 99 people who are appreciating us. We'll be concerned about that one person who's not appreciating us. This is called Vishwamitra's mood. Vishwamitra, when he was doing tapasya, everyone appreciated him. You're a great rishi, great rishi. He became a Raja rishi, but he was not happy with that. He said, "No, I want to become a Brahma rishi." Then he did further tapasya, and Brahma himself came and said, "I certify you. Here's your certificate. You completed the course." Signed by Brahma, Chaturmukha Brahma. He signed and gave the certificate. He said, "I'm still not happy. You're telling is not a big deal for me. Oh, come on, I'm the one who has to give you the certificate. You're a Brahma Rishi." "No, I have to hear this from Vashishta." I have to hear this from Vashishta Muni. The whole world is appreciating Vishwamitra, but he is only he want one person to appreciate him, who was not appreciating for his entire life. That is Vashishta. So then Vashishta himself agreed, "Yes, you are Brahma Rishi." Then he became Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Very happy. Like that also, many people may appreciate. One person may not even bother us. And we want attention of that one person who doesn't appreciate us, doesn't talk about us, doesn't say anything. So we are focusing on that one person. It's just waste of time. It is simply waste of time. Let's be happy the way that everyone else is happy with us. So here also, everyone were appreciating Krishna, appreciating Sahadeva, saying, "Excellent, excellent. What you said is perfect. Even though you're younger among all of us, you made the right choice, telling us the right decision to do." And then they invited Krishna. Of course, we will see who's that one person who's not happy later. So Krishna was invited, and then Krishna gave a nice asana to sit. And Yudhishthira Maharaj washed the feet of Krishna very nicely with fresh, nice scented water. Scented means not the scent from our Chesterfield malt and other malts. It's all from the sandalwood paste and nice herbs and everything. That's how those days the scent were. They created the scent, it's a natural thing. So with that nice water, washed and then nicely decorated with sandalwood paste, and then did puja with flower, and took that water. Yudhishthira Maharaj took that water and sprinkled over his head and gave it to his wives and brothers and everyone. Just imagine just remember that in the last class we saw when Krishna came to meet Yudhishthira Maharaj, Krishna fell at the feet of Yudhishthira Maharaj. You remember we discussed that? Because Yudhishthira Maharaj was older by age. Bhima was older by age. Krishna and Arjuna are same age. Nakula Sahadeva were younger to Krishna, therefore they fell at the feet of Krishna. Now everything was reversed. During this puja, Agra Puja, Yudhishthira Maharaj was older by age, washed the feet of Krishna because that is what needs to be done during this puja. And Krishna was also accepting it. So everyone were happy. And Yudhishthira Maharaj's eyes could not see Krishna because he got an opportunity to wash the feet of Krishna and his eyes were filled with tears. Have you had this experience where you're in some emotion where your eyes are, it's just filled up there. It's not ready to flow down. It is just waiting there, right? And then you can't see anything. At that one point, everything dropped, everything flows off, and your vision becomes clear. So Yudhishthira Maharaj's eyes were filled with love of tears, having an opportunity to wash the feet of Krishna. When they saw Lord Krishna was honored by this, everyone said, Jaya, 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 Jaya. They all paid obeisances at the feet of Krishna and they started offering flowers from everywhere. Even the devatas and rishis and everyone were very happy, enthusiastically, except one person. In the whole arena over there, everyone were happy. One person was not at all happy. Completely, you might have had experience like this. Everyone will have the same thing. Everyone will be telling something about you. One person will face will be looking, when someone is appreciating you, someone will look, that one person will be looking somewhere or looking into their cell phone and do something because they're not interested that you're getting appreciated. Therefore, their focus is somewhere. What is the big deal about this guy? I know what he is, right? So they'll be busy doing something else. Likewise, this one person who was not at all happy, he was angry. At least in our dealings, when we get when we deal with such situation, people does not show their anger openly, but they do different bodily movements, bodily things. You can observe the body language to feel how uncomfortable people are when someone else is appreciated, right? Very uncomfortable they are. But here, this one person, he could not sit any longer. He just jumped up from his seat, screaming with anger, with red eyes. Who is that, Mahati? You think, who is that person? Certainly not your neighbor.
Jarasandha.
He's already gone to heaven. Wherever he is gone. He's been already. Huh?
Duryodhana.
Duryodhana would not be, he's also not good, but then he's not so bad with Krishna. He doesn't like Pandavas. He doesn't like Krishna because Krishna was supporting Pandavas, but he's not so bad like this one person. Guess who that is?
Shakuni.
Who's that?
Shakuni, Prabhu.
Shakuni. Very good. But not right answer.
Shishupal, Prabhuji.
Who's that, Sujana Mati?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Shishupal. Is that name familiar now, Mahati, Meher? Shishupal? Yeah. So Shishupal, who was son of Dhamagosha, who was very, very, very angry. Then he just got up in front of everyone, and started speaking, abusing, blaspheming, and criticizing Krishna. Just imagine you hire someone. He criticized, just to give a picture of how much he criticized, you hire someone just for the purpose of criticizing someone. You're hiring someone to come and criticize someone, and you're paying him enough money. And that person was criticizing so much so, whoever hired him to criticize that person, even that person who hired started getting bloods coming out of his ears. That means what? Even that person who hired him could not take it any further. So much he was speaking bad about that other person. So Shishupal got up from his seat, and we throughout Bhagavatam we see Venu Gita, Brahma Gita, Gita Govindam. So many nice Gitas are there, stotrams are there. Akrura sang, we saw Akrura, what he did, and then Kunti praised. We saw all those things. This section is only about Krishna. Glorification, not glorification, is all blaspheming Krishna to the max. That is also part of this particular chapter, where Shishupal is going to really use harsh words. He says that Isho Duratyaya Kala iti Satyavati Shrutihi Vriddhanam apiyat buddhi bhala vakir vibidyate. He said, this balaka, this boy, is mentioning, pointing to Sahadeva. This little boy, he doesn't have buddhi, he doesn't have intelligence. And this little boy is speaking something, and all these vriddhas means old, elderly people, by age, by knowledge. All these elderly people are sitting here. They don't even have buddhi to understand this. Whatever this boy is talking is useless, is not right. They don't even have they lost their senses? Have they lost their senses? What happened to them? It is not at all right, whatever is speaking. Looks like everyone is in Maya. Then he goes on saying, Yuyam patra vidam shreshta ma mandavan bhalam bhashitam sadaspatya sarve Krishno yat samato arhane. Arhane means honored. Krishna is being honored here, but he doesn't even fit to be a candidate to be let into our assembly. He is not even fit to be in our assembly. He doesn't even have that qualification, but he's been given an honor in the Agra Puja. He doesn't deserve to be worshipped. What's happening here? How can you, there are so many great people are here. So many are here. So many great sages are here. Rishis are here. And leaving them aside, what are you guys doing here? You picking up on Krishna, who's just a coward boy, was grazing cows and calves. That's all he was doing. He is a complete disgrace for the family. He doesn't deserve to be worshipped. It's like making a wonderful preparation. Okay, so some of you may be planning for this weekend. I don't know what you are planning for your weekend lunch. If you're already doing, you make some nice vegetable rice, nice sabjis, some sabjis with paneer. Also make some pakoras, some 3 types of sweet item, dry sweet and soft sweet and wet sweet, and dry sabji and wet sabji, different types of rice items, juice, everything you make in a nice preparation. After you do this one, what you do? Take it and give it to a crow, not to a family member. Give it to the crow. Crow is considered to be, lower by whatever it is. So you give it to the crow. It's like you're doing all this wonderful Rajasuya Yagya. All the preparation is done. You've invited everyone. And then finally what you did? Doing everything to Krishna is like making a preparation and offering it to the crow. So Shishupal was comparing Krishna with a crow. How can you even do this one? Varnashrama kula petah sarva dharma bhagishkritaha swair varti gunair hinaha saparyam katam arhati. So how does one who follows no principles, doesn't follow the varnashrama dharma, doesn't follow any religious duties, none of those things can be worshipped. Yayati was a king. If you remember in the past, Yayati was a king whose descendant in the lineage, paramparas, where Krishna also appeared. Yayati, because of Yayati curse, Yadavas lost the kingdom. And that is where Krishna was appeared, born. And how can Krishna deserve to be worshipped in that way? One should not do this one. Therefore, Krishna is not a right person. More than that, let me tell some information inside about Krishna. You will know. Krishna is a cheater, is a liar, is a womanizer. He just goes on and on and on and on and on. He just dances with other man's wife. He steals things. He never keeps his promise. So he just goes on like this. Therefore, as he was keep on speaking like that, Krishna on the other side was sitting and hearing all those things. Krishna, just imagine someone is criticizing and talking things like that to us. We will be burning inside with anger, waiting for an opportunity to take a revenge on that person. But Krishna, when Bhishma Dev glorifies, he's quiet. When Shishupal is demoralizing him, he's quiet. But then the other kings who were supporters of Krishna and Yudhishthira Maharaj, they could not take any further. They were ready to go chop off, kill Shishupal. But Krishna was simply doing nothing there, where we sit and do what? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And we moved one beat. And again, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. More second beat. Like that, Krishna was also chanting there. Interestingly, he was also asking, he went to some St. Louis ISKCON temple and purchased a chanting bead and chanting bag, and he's put his hand inside with his finger outside and keep on doing one bead after the another bead, one bead after the another bead. But that bead only had 100 beads, not 108. It only had 100 beads. So he was going on, moving the coin, moving the beads one after another, as Shishupal was criticizing Krishna. Krishna was just counting. How many times are you going to speak? How many times are you going to criticize me? Go on. I'm counting. 1, Krishna is a liar. 1, Krishna is a womanizer. 2, Krishna is a cheater. 3, Krishna is a coward boy. 4. So it just keeps on counting. Then it came to 99. And the people around could not take it any further. They just removed the sword out and then went ready to fight and kill Shishupal. And Shishupal was he's also Kshatriya. He's not an ordinary person too. By the way, Shishupal was not an ordinary person. If the Rukmini can make a decision of getting his sister Rukmini to be married to Shishupal, then we can imagine Shishupal cannot be an ordinary person. He's not going to get his sister married some jack and someone on the street, pull someone on the street, right? So Shishupal was also fighting with them. And then at that point, Krishna decided, well, this is getting too much. And also 99 is over. And then he was just right on the top of that one bead, is waiting for that one bead to be moved. And then this fight was almost getting started. And then Krishna got disappointed. Oh my God. Because it was a climax scene. And then these people got up and started fighting and all. Krishna said, and then at the time, Shishupal again turned and started blaspheming Krishna. That time, tongue, he finished the last bead of 100 and released. Now don't ask me. He was carrying the bead on the right hand, and how can he carry the chakra on the right hand? Please don't put me into challenges here. So he just took the chakra and released the chakra. Jaya Jaya Sri Sudarshana, Jaya Jaya Sri Sudarshana. The chakra just straight went. It's a sharp razor disc, very sharp razor disc. It doesn't miss the target. It just ran right into, passed through the neck, throat of Shishupal. Cut. And Shishupal was having his all beautiful earrings and helmet and the crown and all those things. It just rolled off the ground. And the chakra came back to the Lord. Shishupal was dead. And every devatas and everyone so very happy. They showered flowers and praised Krishna. Interesting thing happened at that time. If you have not seen the Indian movies, they usually, this is how they show. It's black and white movie, Indian movies, okay, where Krishna will be standing there. If you're not seen that, I've seen where I am from, one great person does the role of Krishna and Rama. His name is N.T. Ramarao, a great actor, politician too, is no more. But He became famous because of acting as Krishna and Rama, by the way. That's all. Okay, politics, no politics in Bhagavatam class. So now he was standing and the head was chopped, and a small flame, this is movie version, small flame comes out of the heart of that Shishupal's body. It just travels and then comes and merges, gets into the body of Krishna. It comes into the body of, enters into the body of Krishna. And then everyone glorifies, everyone is happy, and they praise Krishna so much. So here's a point that as we started our class today, the main point is in our life, we have to try to be in touch with Krishna. One point of time, a news came when this is in 1970s, I believe, in America, where there's one news came about Hare Krishna movement.
Yeah.
This reporter who came and interviewed Prabhupada and his disciple, he went back and he wrote a big article of, pretty much not a positive thing, mostly negative. And a disciple of Prabhupada, he brought the article and showed to Prabhupada, Prabhupada, the person who came yesterday, he has written so many things about us, not favorable. And Prabhupada smiled and said, okay, can you read that? And that person read. This Hare Krishna movement is making all the people chant Hare Krishna. This Krishna is, they say, this Krishna is the supreme, and Krishna is the almighty. Krishna is the God. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Then Prabhupada said, okay, how many times he has written Krishna? He said, the disciple counted so many times. He said, he will go to Godhead. What? What? If he criticizes Krishna, he will go to Godhead? The point here is, that doesn't mean this Bhagavatam class is for all of us to start criticizing Krishna. That is not the idea. If one who criticizes, one who acts as an enemy to Krishna, but in always consciousness of Krishna can attain Krishna, then what about people who always think in favor of Krishna? That is how we have to think. Even an enemy can attain Krishna, then what about devotees? That is the faith that we should have. But the thing is that Shishupal was constantly envying Krishna, Therefore, he was thinking about Krishna all the time. And he was in Krishna consciousness in one way or the other. Krishna liberated him. So he went. So everyone were happy. But then it is further said that this Shishupal is none other than the gatekeeper of Vaikuntha. The Vaikuntha Dwarapalaka, Jaya and Vijaya. We have to go back at least 2 years back or something, where we saw the story where the 4 Kumaras, the children, the 4 sons of Brahma, when they came to Vaikuntha, they have been cursed. They cursed the Jaya and Vijaya, the doorkeepers, Dwarapalakas of Vaikuntha, because they didn't let them in. They cursed them, you become born in the Bhuloka as demons. Therefore, the first birth they took was Hiranya Aksha, and who's the other one? Who knows?
Hiranyakashipu.
Hiranya Aksha and Hiranyakashipu, right? And then later they again appeared in Rama Leela. Rama killed them, and they are. Go ahead. Mahati.
Kumbhakarna. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Priya. That's okay, man. Ravana and Kumbhakarna.
Kumbhakarna.
Yes, Kumbhakarna. And Mahati, in Krishna Leela, they again were born. And who are they?
Shishupal and Jarasandha.
Shishupal is very good. You get 50 marks. And then the other one, we will see next week who that person is. Right? But that is your homework to find out who the other person is. So you get 100 marks if you can find out. That's an easy assignment too. So Rajasuya Yagya was done. Everything, the clearing was done after the Shishupal was killed. And those people who are favoring Shishupal, they just quietly left the place because they know they cannot win over Krishna. They cannot fight with Krishna. Therefore, they just simply left the place and went. Now, after this incident happened, there was one person among that, besides Ishipal, was very disturbed. Very, very, very disturbed. He was not happy that Yudhishthira been glorified and did this Rajasuya Yagya. Guess who the person is? Someone already told his name before when I asked. Guess who the person was not happy because of Yudhishthira's success? I also gave the clue. Who was that person who was not happy? Duryodhanam ritam papam kalim kuru kulamayam yonasehe shriyam spikitam drishtva pandu utasyatam. Who's that?
Duryodhana.
Duryodhana. Duryodhana was not at all happy. Not at all happy. Not at all happy. Why he was not happy? Because Duryodhana and Yudhishthira were pretty much of the same age. And he was not happy that Yudhishthira was becoming famous. He is being glorified. And he has a great kingdom now. So Duryodhana is a personification of Kali, age of quarrel. And in this age of Kali, there's the biggest disease that we all have. Generally it is said the human have. The envious nature of seeing someone else success in their life. That creates some sort of bhayam, fear. If you or, let's pick someone who wants to volunteer, Meher or Mahati, you both are here. Who want to volunteer? Okay, Mahati, unmute. Okay, so what are you good in? You're good in studies, are you good in singing, or you're good? I know you're a very smart girl, you're good in everything. But what is your specialty that everyone tells you're good in that?
Singing, I guess.
Yeah, I know you have a sweet voice. So when you sing, everyone says, Mahati, you sing so sweet, so nice, very nice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Not all sometimes.
Now, say you go to your vocal class. You're learning Carnatic, Hindustani. Yeah. So you go to a vocal class. You're learning that. Your teacher is also appreciating you. Oh, Mahati, you are the best student I ever had in my life. You're such a good student. You're picking up so nicely. You're singing nicely. Your voice is also so sweet. And then there's another new student joins. And then your teacher tells, just put some name, something like Priya. Okay, we have Priya. Let's name it as Priya. So Priya joined the school, your school. Not you can make our Priya Mataji a smaller version, and she's joining your school now. Okay, and then she is singing, and then everyone start telling Priya, you're so nice. This nectar is just pouring into our ears. And then how do you feel, Mahati? How do you feel now? You may not feel anything because you are very balanced. Samadukke, your whereas Sukamar, Dukkam, Labhar, Alabha, you just balance. I know that. But people like me, oh my God, where the hell, sorry, Priya Mataji, where the hell she came from? My goodness. Why even she joined this class? No one is going to appreciate me. No one is going to tell I'm a good singer. She's going to be appreciated. That envious thing comes. So Duryodhana was not happy. Duryodhana was not at all happy. Even when we do our devotional service, there are high chances these things may come into our heart. Don't think that we are chanting Hare Krishna, we are having only prasadam, and we are associating with devotees, and therefore I am pure. No, that is, we are still having those vasanas. The impressions are still within us, not completely gone yet. Therefore, it's just waiting for an opportunity to show its color. Therefore, when opportunity comes, we may think, he's singing better than me. He's giving class better than me. He's cooking better than me, etc., etc. Therefore, that the fear comes into our art. Bhayam. When we see a learned person better than us, we become. This happens into even among the great learned people. When they see another person who's better learned than them, they get a fear. Oh, what's going to happen to us now, right? So therefore, Duryodhana was thinking, what's going to happen to me now? What's going to happen to me now? So he was not at all happy. He simply walked away. That finishes 74th chapter, and we are going to enter into 75th chapter, where Duryodhana humiliated. Duryodhana gets humiliated. So what happened, that point of time where Yudhishthira Maharaj gave everyone enough gift and said goodbye to them, everyone are returning. Oh, one important point I forgot to mention. I have to find where that particular sloka is. But the point here that's been made, 1 second, just give me a minute. It's a beautiful point. Okay. Yeah, here it is. So after all these things were done, Rajasuya Yagya was all completed. Then everyone were returning back their respective place, and the gifts were given. And one thing was given, one thing was mentioned here in this chapter is that during the Rajasuya Yagya, everyone took up certain services. Everyone took up some services. It's not that Yudhishthira Maharaj is the only one who was doing all the service, like most of the ISKCON temple runs. So everyone's were taking up services. And here Bhima took up the service of kitchen, which is his favorite, right? Kitchen service. Bhima took the kitchen service. And Duryodhana also took up the service of taking care of the treasury. Sahadeva started taking care of, welcoming the guest, arriving the guest, and taking care of inviting them inside in the auditorium. And Nakula took care of providing the necessities for those people. And Arjuna paid attention to the elderly people, taking care of the vriddhas. And Draupadi herself started serving the guest some nice food. And Karna was giving gifts. And like that, each and everyone took care of services during this time. Not one person was idle there. Everyone was assigned service, and they were all doing service. It doesn't matter who they are. The important thing that we should understand in our devotional service also, service should be taken by anyone and everyone. There is no any qualification needed. Who should do service? Who not should be doing service? Everyone should be engaged in service. And interestingly, Krishna also took up a service. Krishna is God, Supreme God. He can tell, come on, I am Ishvara, I am Paramatma, I am Purushottama, better than all the Purushas. I will not do service. I will just sit and watch how you all doing services. You could have told that one. But then he also did service. Guess what service he did, Meher? Can you just make a weird guess? Whatever that may be, what do you think Krishna would have done as a service during his Rajasuya Yagya?
Testing the butter.
Testing the butter just to make sure it's a high quality butter or not. Very good guess. But let's give more chance. Mahati, what do you think? What service was Krishna doing? Just throw something out. That's fine. Like Maya said, tasting butter.
Riding chariot.
Riding chariot inside the hall? No. Okay, anyway you said something. Now let's see what has been. Krishna Krishnodhane Mahamanaha. It is said here, Pada Vinayan, Krishna Pada Vanajane. He said that Krishna, what he was doing is washing the feet, thank you, washing the feet of all the guests who were coming. Can you imagine what service is that? He was not sitting in front of the computer and doing his own business, making entry. He's here, attendance, yes. He didn't, no, he was just standing near the entrance with a pot of water and some dry cloth, and then washing the feet of each and every guest they're coming and wiping the feet nicely and letting go inside. That is the service Krishna was doing. Menial service, right? So we should learn. Krishna just does not simply give lectures. He doesn't simply speak Bhagavad Gita 700 slokas. He follows everything. Otherwise, he will not speak like that. But then Duryodhana, after everything was over, they were enjoying after the program, they have party time, right? The dancers were dancing and the singers were singing songs and the clowns were coming and performing some dramas, and the veena, instrumental music, flute music, and drums, and all those different things were going on. Many were enjoying nicely, and the kings were all loaded with a lot of gifts, and they were very happy. Brahmanas were happy, the rishis were happy, they chanted the Vedic mantras, everything was done, all things were done and over. But Duryodhana was not happy, He just wanted to have a tour around. He thought, what am I going to sit inside and watch Yudhishthira is being glorified? Then after all the things were happy, he was just going around a tour with some of his friends, close friends. As Duryodhana was walking and going to the places, remember this place was specially done. Maya Dhanava, where Krishna requests Maya to build this beautiful kingdom for Yudhishthira. He put all his skills over there to make this palace. And Duryodhana was really amazed to see this palace. It's so magnanimous, with expensive stones and gems and many things. So as he was walking in the front, he saw water. A pool of water on the hall. As he was walking, he saw a pool of water. So when you see water, what do? You try to lift your cloth so that your cloth doesn't become wet. Right? He was wearing a dhoti. Even, by the way, those days, even the demons were wearing dhotis. And they were having shika also, believe it or not. They were also having all these things. So anyway, so he was slightly lifted his dhoti, that it doesn't get wet. And then he was trying to walk, but it was not a water. It was just a solid floor. But it appeared like a water. Then he walked further. As he walked further, now he saw floor. Solid floor. After this, he thought that's the floor, so he can just keep on walking. As he was walking, that is not floor. That was some soft sand. Then he was further walking. Then he saw again water. But he had an already experience before. So he thought that this is no more water. It is just a pond. So he just walked straight and fell into the pool. He fell into the pool. And as he fell to the pool, the people who are standing on the terrace over there upstairs, especially led by Draupadi, started laughing. And some of other kings were also started laughing. Mahati, how do you feel with someone you fall off and someone laughs at you? How do you feel? Very encouraged, very happy, jubilant. You want to praise them, give them gift?
No, Prabhuji. Sometimes I feel angry. Sometimes I laugh. That's it.
Yeah, we will start thinking day will come where I will take a revenge. I will laugh at you, right? I will laugh at you, right? So when Draupadi, Many people were laughing, but Duryodhana's eyes went straight into Draupadi. She was laughing like how we type LOL. You all know what is LOL, right? Laugh out loud. She was LOL, like laughing out loud, out of control. She didn't have a control. She was laughing out loud. And Duryodhana became furious, angry. But then everyone was telling to Draupadi and others, everyone was trying to stop Draupadi and others from laughing. And Krishna approved, gave us an eyes sign saying that let her laugh, let everyone laugh. Krishna approved it. He was telling, let them laugh. And then everyone continued laughing. That is a seed for the problem to start between Pandavas and Kauravas. That is a seed. And Krishna implanted that seed in Duryodhana's heart by letting this happen. So Duryodhana had a grudge against Pandavas for this reason. And he, out of shame, he just walked out, got humiliated and walked out of the place. But going to return back with great force, he will put a plan together to destroy Pandavas. But whatever he tried to do, nothing is going to happen because Krishna is on the side of Pandavas. So that is the humiliation happened to Duryodhana. And Duryodhana went with a lot of dissatisfaction from this Rajasuya area. In the next class, we will see the battle of Shalva and Vrishni. Shalva is a good friend of Shishupal again. So he will come to fight Krishna because he was not happy. So Krishna will also finish Shalva and many other demons to come. And after this sections of killing of some number of demons, a very beautiful, inspiring, heart-touching story is coming. That is story of Sudhama. Sudhama, Vipra, the Brahmana Sudhama story is coming. But before that, we have few more little chapters which we will cover. With that said, I'll stop here, end here, and open up for any questions, discussions, comments, feedbacks, corrections, criticisms.